Shabbat Shalom, everybody. My name is Brian Pence. I'm a member of the board here at CNT, and I've got a few announcements for you this evening before services start. The CNT office will be closed Monday, September 2nd in observance of Labor Day. We will reopen on Tuesday, September 3rd during our normal hours. Cantor Hutchings is hosting a very special Elul by the Pool Levlock crossover event Wednesday, September 4th at 7 p.m. Join us for reflection, meditation, thoughtful song to prepare us for the year to come. Space is limited and reservations are required, so be sure to RSVP or receive the location address for this special event. On Saturday, September 7th at 4 p.m., celebrating 50 years of social justice at CNT by attending our Social Justice Committee's workshops. This program will feature 2 sessions led by the clergy, which will examine topics of reproductive and voting rights in the context of social justice in a Jewish lens, and will also involve a related mitzvah project. A light nash will be provided. To attend, please register on the CNT website. CNT's young adults, 21 to 40-ish, are invited to Next Gen for a few exciting events in September. On Wednesday, September 11th at 6:30 p.m., Next Gen Trivia Night will be taking place at Slater's 50/50 on Silverado Ranch. Appetizers are on us, drinks are on you. On Saturday, September 14th, join Next Gen for Havdalah House Party at 7 p.m. for giant board games, food, drink, and karaoke with friends. To RSVP for either of these events, please be sure to visit our website. The Men's Club first annual CNT Men's Club golf tournament is happening November 10th. You can go to the CNT website under community groups to the Men's Club website to register a team for this exciting event. We hope you'll all you'll participate. And finally, the Greatest Hits Shabbat returns on Friday, September 13th at 6:15 p.m. Be sure to join us. Cantor, can you tell us a little bit more about these greatest hits? What kind of special songs are we going to hear?
I added a hit from Dolly Parton. It came to me on Tuesday night. I wrote it down. I think it's good. It goes something like this. My queen, my king, Elohim. Like instead of Jolene. It's going to be really good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's going to be good, I'm telling you. So yeah, we have that.
What about Taylor Swift?
I took Taylor out. We did a lot of Taylor Swift this year. But I added in...
God, the kids won't come unless there's Taylor Swift.
It's going to be really good.
It'll be really good.
Yeah, they're coming because it's Ava's bat mitzvah that weekend.
All right, so don't say this. What day is Greatest Hits? Who's paying attention? What's the date? September 13th. All right, who thinks it's the 14th? I made you think for a moment. It is the 13th. All right?
Friday the 13th. But Friday the 13th is
13th.
actually my lucky day because
right.
my bat mitzvah fell on Friday the 13th. So it's been lucky ever since.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then you did mention about the Mensch Club. They are golfing, not for CNT members only, not even for Jewish people only, not even for men only. We want to have as many people be a part of this golf tournament as possible. So, see, Warren, is Warren here? Anyone from Mensch Club here? Anyone from Mensch Club?
Probably just me.
Okay. So, fill it out, get your foursome, be there, and it should be a great event. All right. Last little reminder, we didn't get that far, but I'm hearing violins, but not just any violins. Cantor, what is going on?
So after the 13th, we have September 20th, which will be our next Shabbat. And that Shabbat is called Violins of Hope. And it is a crossover event with JFSA, the Jewish Family Service Agency, and the City of Hope. It's a dual fundraiser. We are bringing, I think, 7 very special violins that have been touring the country that were Holocaust surviving violins that are going to be played by some amazing musicians from UNLV, from our own community, and it should be a really lovely Shabbat, very different from what we're used to. So September is full of Shabbatot that are bringing something new to Shabbat. So we hope you'll come to that. That's a 7 p.m. service, and it's going to be very special. So we really they have events all weekend long. They have the Friday night service. They have the evening after at the Industrial. They have a big event to benefit this program. So we hope that you come for the Friday night and then check out their other events during the weekend.
All right. And when we say we want you to come, hopefully you'll bring some new folks to Temple, as this is also our membership drive. We become PBS. This is our membership drive. We need all of you to participate. So is there anyone here who's visiting maybe for, the first, second, third time? Any new faces here? Go ahead, please. Stand up, introduce yourself. We'd like to welcome you. Hi, Kaiser. How you doing? All right. Welcome. Do you live here in Henderson? He drives all the way from Summerlin, all right? If Kaiser can do it, everybody else can do it, all right? Some other new faces want to introduce themselves? Lennox, all right. Looks like you're there with your family. He is trying to grow our congregation, all right? We got from 8 months on. Very good. You want to introduce your family? What's her name? All right. All right. Little Yosef's got to stand up. And Benjamin. All right. Well, welcome. All right. Anyone else? Please. Shabbat Shalom. Jami. That's right. From Panama. Anyone else who here has been to Panama? Raise your hand. Jami, look at all your friends from Panama. All right, they're going to come up to you and say, do you know so-and-so? You watch. All right, well, welcome. Glad you're here. Anyone else? No new faces? No more new faces? All right. All right. Well, what do you think? We scared the cantor away. That's our cue. All right, Eddie, here we go. We are going to start with a little nigun and Hine Matov. Here we go.
I think we're just gonna skip the nigun because you did a whole meet and greet, and so
Okay,
now we
so-
know everybody, so we're good. We'll go to Hine Matov because how good it is to be together this evening, this Shabbat. If you want to follow the words on the top of page 128.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Try it with me.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
All right, we get to invite Marilyn up to light our Shabbat candles tonight. We turn to page 120, 121 as we welcome Shabbat and the beautiful light it brings.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Page 126, let's read this together. It's a prayer of gratitude. And so we, together, I begin with the prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English, no Hebrew, no semantics and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other. To work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. Continue on 138 with Lachadodi.
Verses 1, 2, and 9.
Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela, nekabela, lecha dodi, likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat nekabela, nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem ultiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat nekabela, nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor ha'beracha, merosh mikedem nesucha. Sof maaseh b'machshava te'achila. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat nekabela, nekabela.
We rise to greet the Shabbat bride.
Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola. Toch emunei am segula, Lecha dodi, likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat nekabela, nekabela.
We remain standing as we turn to page 146. We face the ark.
Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Barechu et Adonai hamevorach, Baruch Adonai hamevorach, leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai hamevorach, leolam va'ed. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai.
We remain standing, 149. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
Baruch atah Adonai Hamari v'Aravim.
As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery.
Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Hero Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. Please be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושמחת לבניך ודיברת בה בשבתך ביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וקשרתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים אלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים להיות להם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם Adonai Elohim, Amen. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe that we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל הכנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם.
Page 158.
כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. Who is like you, מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים זה אלי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד who is like you Adonai who is like you who is like you who is like you Adonai ונאמר כי פד אדוני את יעקב וגאלון מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
All right, we're going to pick up the tempo a little bit. Page 162, we are reminded to keep the Shabbat.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Your turn.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש שבת ויהי נפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. We have the pips in the back row. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Last time, let me hear you. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
It was a little like underwhelming without like all the kids up here. It's Labor Day weekend, so they're really like, I should have called up who is here.
Yeah,
Embarrassed them. Mm-hmm.
You want to do it one more time?
No, it's okay. It's okay. We had like the Rockettes or the Pips or somebody in the back, so you know.
That's good. We'll get them. Okay. 164, 165. Let's all rise for the tefillah. Pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on you.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufia gitegilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Kornei Hakol v'Zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechayei Hakol Atah Rav Lehoshia Morid Hatal Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed Mechayei Hakol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Bal Gevurot Umidol Melach Melech Meimit Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kadoshim b'chol yom yalucha selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
We continue in silent prayer through pages 180, 181, using the words on the right or the left side of the page or the words within your heart. When you have completed your prayers, please be seated. If you're watching us on the live stream, we wish you a Shabbat Shalom, and we invite you at this time to submit the names of people you are thinking of for healing prayers into our chat.
Misha Berach, to me, is the epitome of the prayer with Kavanah. What is it like to stand by someone that you love or think of someone that you love and say Misha Berach, a prayer for blessing that, please God, watch over my loved one, bring healing to them, bring hope to me. There is a formalized version that they ask, that one might say. We have it in the prayer book. Debbie Friedman was the first one really to write kind of a more contemporary version that made its way into Reformed synagogues, and before you know it, now more modern cantors, more contemporary cantors have written their own versions, including our own Becky Mann, who came out with a version. But to me, even though there are these fixed contemporary versions, it's really all of us who gather with our own thoughts to think about specific people. Some of us stand and we say the names, and others we just hold the names in our hearts. But it really is that time in which we test our sense of faith, not for miracles, but for hope. And not just for hope, but for healing. And so over the course of the week, different names have been submitted to the office. I say these names first, and then I look to you as a congregation and community to say names of people in your circle of family as well. Beverly Aronofsky, Riva Skoll, Orion Miller, Lillian Auspitz, Lou Goldberg, the Walls family, Peril Tzvia Bat Dreva Libby, Logan Knapp and family, Shoshana Ham, Lori Fletcher, Kim Botwin, Alana Bat Avram Va'aliyah, Stu and Sharna Blumenfeld, Amber Holdorf, Tony Boss Patchell, friends and families in Medinat Yisrael, and I always say a little prayer for my sister, Dina. So if you'd like to say the name of someone special to you, please stand and say their names.
Vincent Rodriguez, Kim Rodriguez, Larry Brody, Gary Bello, David Roth, Lucy Roth, Rob Lubin, Brad Gilbert, Zara Leah, Martin and Arlene Kesselhout, Romy Bacher, Evelyn Doyle.
We rise, we join together in our Misha Berach prayer.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor Abracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor Abracha bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Want to make a point of saying that sometimes we don't feel we're able to rise onto our feet. That is okay. There are other ways to rise. You can rise within your hearts, and you are rising just as much. So if we say, please rise, and you can't, that's okay.
Please be seated.
They can stay risen if they want.
Well, good Shabbos, everyone. I'm a little rusty. I haven't given a full sermon in a while. We had a little bit of vacation time. Cantor came back with this great sermon series on Israel. We had a little bit of a dialogue. But how many of you missed me in July? Come on, raise your hand. That's it. About a third. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So I took a little trip, and this is going to be a sermon that I entitled Baggage Lost, Luggage Found. So how many of you have taken a trip and your baggage was lost? All right, look around the room, everyone. Almost everyone's raising their hand now. There's more lost baggage than there are people who missed me. What does that tell you? All right? A pretty common experience. So maybe there's a lesson to be learned about what we pack and what we unpack. So here we are, a trip that literally my wife and I had been talking about for 2 years. We were going, the two of us, we were going to meet up with my sister Lisa and her wife Cindy, and we were going to take this fabulous cruise to Norway. So what did we do? We took a plane ride and we went to London Heathrow, and from London Heathrow to Southampton, catch the cruise and make our way to see the fjords. And there was a few reasons why this trip was so important. Number one, it has taken me about, let's see, it was my 42nd wedding anniversary, applause, thank you, on Thursday, and it took me 40 years to convince my wife to finally go on a cruise. She always was afraid, like people get sick or they'll drown or something bad will happen. And for better or worse, now she loves cruising, so that's really going to cost me a lot of money. I should have left it alone. So she was finally looking forward to it. So here we are. We booked ourselves on this flight with Delta, and then they changed it to Virgin Airlines because I guess they're partners, and we're a little bit nervous. We get on the plane, a fabulous plane ride to Heathrow Airport, and 2 minutes before we leave, maybe 1 minute, because we landed. We're sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but due to the fact that it was 120 degrees in Las Vegas, it created certain issues with flying. Never heard of this. And therefore, we had to leave all the baggage behind, except for 17 people, and here are their names. And my name was not one of them. I would have recognized it because it's pronounced Askelrad, okay? But there was no Askelrad, red. So, you know, no Stanford Askelrad, nothing that even approximated it, which meant that I was finally winning the lotto of lost baggage. Apparently, when it gets that hot, remember that couple days in Las Vegas, it's 120, it creates a problem with the lift of the plane. How many of you knew that? Well, why didn't you tell me? What kind of friends are you? I had never heard that. And someone told me that's why in Las Vegas there's actually a really long runway because it does get hot, maybe not that hot, but it creates problems with the lift. And of course, they could either jettison the passengers or jettison the baggage. And so they made the right call. So we get off the plane, there we go, don't worry, it's going to be on the next flight tomorrow. It'll arrive tomorrow. You'll get your bags. Well, I figured all would be swell because the ship wasn't going to leave till 4 until I looked online. And of course, the plane coming in was going to arrive about 3. And there was no way that they were going to deplane, get my bag, get some shuttle, and marry it up to my cruise line. Not going to happen. So I was pretty upset. My wife was really upset. Not an auspicious beginning. We had our carry-on, and we had medicine, pajamas, a book, some underwear, maybe a t-shirt, and that was it. All right, first port of call, it's going to happen. We complain, no problem. First port of call was Bergen, and Bergen came, and Bergen left with no bags. When, all these emails going back and forward, Skjolden, that's when it's going to arrive. But there is a catch. When it arrives, you're going to have to take an Uber from the ship to the airport and pick it up yourself. I'm saying, what kind of customer service is this? I'm really getting upset here. And so I'm thinking, oh my God, my Norwegian is so rusty, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because we need these bags and everyone's upset, and my pants were starting to stand up on their own. So I went there, and the luggage was coming from England to Norway. It never occurred to anyone that meant it was an international flight. I couldn't get in. I go to the international area, and it is blocked off by security. You can get out, but you can't get in. So then I talked to someone. I figured if they're young, they speak English, and I found someone with the badge, and he said, I'll talk, we'll do this. He talks to someone. He says, don't worry. If your bag's on there, I will get it for you and bring it to you. Fine. So I wait, and I wait, and I wait, and I'm looking through this thick glass, and there, no bags. Goes into his computer. They didn't arrive. I look at my email. Do not go to the airport. Your bags did not make it. And the email came an hour after the plane arrived. Thanks a lot for nothing. Well, this went on for a little bit more until the fact of the matter is the very last port of call was when my broken suitcase and my wife's suitcase finally made it, and then the next day we got off ship. So you may say, well, didn't they give you money, Rabbi, to go buy stuff? And you would think on these mouse traps of a ship, there would be stuff to buy, like a bathing suit? No. Like a t-shirt? Well, I got one that says, princess. I don't know why I want to advertise for him. But there wasn't. And then the port of calls in Norway, we were in their version of 7-Eleven, and I looked at a man, and he looked at me. He was about my size, and I pointed to a package that I thought was underwear, and I said, I don't know what he thought, but he shook his head. So I got that. It was really hard, but we managed. So we had somewhere along the line to decide something. Were we going to let this trip of a lifetime be ruined because our baggage didn't make it, or were we going to make it work? And I have to admit, for a while there, it was touch and go. Because we wanted our bags. We had all our stuff in there. We had, the shirts, and we really overpacked. If there's one minor lesson, I realized I could fit everything I actually needed into a bag about this big. I didn't need this big bag. But aside from the cruise, we were going to be gone another couple of weeks, so we really overpacked. But then we had to start thinking, what were we going to do about this trip that we had waited so long? No one wants to hear about how things are awry. Did you have fun in Norway? No, I had a miserable time because they didn't have my clothes, and I spent all this money. Was that going to be the narrative? Or was the narrative going to be, you know what? It sucks. Happens to everybody. I took a poll at Temple, and they tell me it happens to everybody. And we have to make an adjustment here, and the adjustment has to be to one's attitude. We lose our baggage a lot, and not just on planes or trips. We have this stuff that we pack into these bags. I'm not good enough. You can't do it. Life sucks. It's so unfair. And like this heat that melted that airplane and challenged it to take off, that heat of those negative emotions weigh down that baggage. And we have to jettison them, even if it takes a while for us to adjust our attitude with something else. We can't carry around these recordings with us that say negative thoughts about how we're not good enough, or the things that we can't do, or the fact that so-and-so is doing better, or the should-haves and regrets in life. Instead of carrying around that baggage, we should purposely lose it and find instead our luggage. Because in our luggage, we're going to put stuff that we intend. It's going to be a little bit lighter, but when we open it up, it's going to save our lives. Because in that luggage, we're going to put resiliency. And in that luggage, we're going to put a sense of humor. And in that luggage, we're going to put all kinds of things, empathy and patience, positive things that remind us that when things don't go our way, the only thing that we can change sometimes is our feelings. So true about a trip, so true about a journey, so true about the journey we call life, isn't it? And we all know people who, they are stuck in one mode. It could have been better. It could have been this. It could have been that. Instead of saying, this is wonderful. This is so great. They'll look for that one thing that wasn't so good. That, if that so-and-so had done it differently, look, I'm at temple. Well, where is everybody else? Oh, what kind of ice cream do they have at the Oneg? Well, I don't like that flavor. Whatever it is, you can give someone a zets, and all it does is make that baggage so heavy. So let's lose it, and let's find our luggage instead. I'll leave you a story from our tradition. It's a story, it could be King Solomon, who put out a test. The test was, I want someone to bring me a gift. And the gift has to do this. When things are going bad, it's going to make you happy. And when you're happy, it's going to make you sad. That's the puzzle. And everyone tried to figure it out. No one could figure it out except one person. And he came and he brought a little box, and in the box was the gift for King Solomon. And he opened it up, and he began to laugh. And then he began to cry. And then he laughed, and he said, my child, you have found the perfect gift, and I will wear this ring always. Inscribed on that ring are these words, Gamzu Ya'avor, this too shall pass. So when you think things are a little bit dark, this too shall pass. And when you are in a happy mood, you better seize that opportunity to be joyous, because that too will pass. So what do you want in your luggage? And what do you want to unpack and bring with you your entire life? Shabbat Shalom.
We begin to conclude our service on page 586 in the middle. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר בהיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We turn to our live stream once again, and we invite you now to submit the names of those you are thinking of who are no longer with us in our chat tonight. Everyone else, please be seated momentarily.
So we recall the recent passing of Anthony Rochford, Irina Molaski, Mary Regina Sell, Liam Walls, Helen Saporin, Beverly Levine, Pamela Gertner, and Gertrude Ginsburg. We recall the yahrzeits of Nathan Barg, Ben Hoffman, Stephen Server, Grace M. Cummins, Madeline Eisenhard, Gerald Sloan, Harry Yaffe, Ari Holliday, Sidney Miller, Abraham Gellin, Armin Friedman, Arnold Ginsberg, William Sonny Klein, Stephen Simon, Carl Fischbein, Sylvia Rotter, Leah Fromson Handler, David Schweitzer, Sammy Braun, Milton R. Carroll, Sam Kabikoff, Frederick Goldstein, Irving Rubenstein, Jack Belofsky, Chaim Roth, Mary Annie Tobiansky, Ronald Klinger. If you'd like to say the name of a loved one who was not mentioned for Kaddish Yortzeit, please stand and say their name.
Jennifer Doyle, Janice Miller, Bacha Baspringa, Roberta Tillinger.
Let's all rise, 598. Together, Yitkadal v'Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, B'Alma Divrach Hirutei v'Amlich Malchutei, B'chayechom v'Yomechom Chayei Dechol Be'Israel, B'Agala B'Zman Kariv v'Imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rab HaMevorach Le'olam Omei Omaya, Yitbarach v'Yishtabach v'Yitpa'ar v'Yitramam v'Yitnaseh, V'Yitadar v'Yitaleh v'Yitalal Shmei Dekusha B'Richu, Leila Minkol Birchata Vishirata, Tush Bechata Venechemata, Damiram Bialma Vimru Amen. Yeheshlam Rabba Min Shemai V'Chayim, Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael Vimru Amen. O say Shalom Bimramav, Huya say Shalom, Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael Vimru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. May be seated. So in a few moments, after we have the Kiddush and the Motzi, we have ice cream. And guess what? After that sermon, it's your favorite flavor, okay? I don't want to hear anything else. It's going to be in the patio through those double doors, right, Brian? Right, Del? Okay. So we're still going to ask you, if you would, to return your prayer books over there, and then you can make your way out through the double doors. So there's plenty of ice cream, I think, for everybody. We want to thank the cantor. We want to thank Eddie. And Rabbi, Del, and Brian. And
Our ushers.
And our ushers.
All right. And all of you. And we encourage you, this is a time of year we get to know new people, welcome them into our community. So you may not even realize, like, you may be sitting next to somebody who knows your child that lives in a different state. I'm pointing to you too. They definitely know each other. You don't know each other, but your children know each other. Okay? Like, magic how that happens, and your cantor knows that your children know each other. I don't know. But you might know something about the person next to you. Get to know them, especially if you don't recognize them, and say Shabbat Shalom. And I promised last week that if you are a newish member, you can come up for Kiddush and Motzi. So if you've joined our community in the last year as a member, we'd like to invite you up for Kiddush and Motzi.
All right, come on up. Don't be bashful. But next time you'll know what's coming and you get the side rails. You want me to bring you some? You sure? All right.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
There will be extra on the other side, so don't worry. Let's see, what's our closing song? You know, I've had a long week when I can't remember what the closing song is that I chose. I found it. It's Enk Eloheinu. But it's the Ladino one. I'm going to find you the page number. 300, okay, so that's not right. It's not 327. It is 631.
Enk Eloheinu, Enk Adonenu, Enk Malkeinu, Enk Moshienu, non como nuestro Dios, non como nuestro Señor, non como nuestro Rey, non como nuestro Salvador. Mich Eloheinu, mich Adonenu, mich Malkeinu, mich Moshienu, ken como nuestro Dios, ken como nuestro Señor, ken como nuestro Rey, ken como nuestro Salvador. Last verse. Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atau Moshiach, tú sos nuestro Dios, tú sos nuestro Señor, tú sos nuestro Rey, tú sos nuestro Salvador.